Oh, hello, great readers. I'm Belchan.
I'm Nimakong.
I'm Banchan.
In this class, I'll read to all of you. Chap. 23 Sec, one of Jane Eyre, an autobiography.
As.
Ah.
Jane Eyre, an autobiography. Brontë. Chap. 23 Sec 1. A splendid midsummer over England. Sky so pure. Sun so radiant as within seen in long succession. Southern favour even singly. Our wave Gartland. It was as if a band of Italian days had come from the south, like a flock of glorious passenger birds, and lighted to rest them on the cliffs of Albion. The hay was all got in. The fields round Thornfield were green and shorn, the roads white and baked. The trees were in their dark prime, hedge and wood, full-leaved and deeply tinted, contrasted well with the sunny hue of the cleared meadows between. On Midsummer Eve, Aloud, weary with gathering wild strawberries in Hay Lane half the day, had gone to bed with the sun. I watched her drop asleep, and when I left her, I sought the garden, to Fulco and Punting Plain and Scorch Summit, solemn purple, burning with the light of red shoal and furnace flame at one point, on one hill peak, and extending high and wide, soft and still softer, over half heaven. These had its own charm or fine deep blue, and its own modest gem, a rising solitary star. Sinew would boast the moon, but she was yet beneath the horizon. I walked a while on the pavement, but a subtle, one scent that of a cigar stole from some window. I saw the library casement open a handbreadth. I knew I might be watched thence, so I went apart into the orchard. Now nook in the grounds more sheltered and more Eden-like. It was full of trees. It bloomed with flowers. A very high wall shut it out from the court. On one side. On the other, a beech avenue screened it from the lawn. At the bottom was a sunk fence, its sole separation from lonely fields. A winding walk, bordered with laurels and terminating in a giant horse chestnut, suckled at the base by a seat, led down to the fence. Here one could wander and sing, while such honeydew fell, such silence reigned, such gloaming gathered. I felt as if I could haunt such forever. But in threading the flower and fruit parterres at the upper part of the enclosure, and as there by the light the now rising moon cast on this more open quarter, my step is deadened by sound, not by sight, but once more by a warning fragrance. Sweet briar and southernwood, jasmine, pink, and rose have long been doing their evening sacrifice of incense. This new scent is neither of shrub nor flower. It is no, it will it is Mr. Rochester's cigar. I look round and I listen. I see trees laden with ripening fruit. I hear a nightingale warbling in a wood half a mile off. No moving form is visible, no coming step audible, but that perfume increases. I must flee. I make for the wicket leading to the shrubbery, and I see Mr. Rochester entering. I step aside into the ivy recess. He will not stay long. He will soon return whence he came, and if I sit still he will never see me. But an event is as pleasant to him as to me, and this antique garden is attractive. And he strolls on, now lifting the gooseberry tree branches to look at the fruit, large as plums, with which they are laden, now taking a ripe cherry from the wall, now stooping towards a knot of flowers, either to inhale their fragrance or to admire the dew beads on their petals. A great moth goes humming by me. It alights on a plant at Mr. Rochester's foot. He sees it, and bends to examine it. Then, he has his back towards me, thought I, and he is occupied too. Perhaps, if I walk softly, not betray me, had to pass. The moth apparently engaged him. I shall get by very well, I meditated, as I crossed his shadow, throwing along over the garden by the moon, not yet risen high. He said quietly, without turning, "Jane." I had made no noise. He had not eyes behind the called his shadow feel. I started at first, and then I approached him. "Look at his wings," said he. "He reminds me rather of a West Indian insect. One does not often see so large and gay a night rover in England." There, the moth roamed away. I was sheepishly retreating also, but Mr. Rochester followed me, and when we reached the wickets, he said, "Turn back. On so lovely a night it is a shame to sit in the house. It is one of my faults, that though my tongue is sometimes prompt enough at an answer, there are times where it sadly fails me in framing an excuse, and always the lapse occurs at some crisis. Painful embarrassment. I did not like to walk up this hour alone with Mr. Rochester in the shadowy orchard, but I could not find a reason to allege for leaving him. I followed with lagging step, and thoughts busily bent on discovering a means of extrication. But he himself looked so composed and so grave also. I became ashamed of feeling any confusion. The if evil existent or perspective there was seemed to lie with me only. His mind was unconscious and quiet. "Jane," he recommenced, as we entered the Laurel Walk, and slowly strayed down in the direction of the sunk fence and the horse chestnut. Field is a pleasant place in summer. Yes. You must have become in some degree attached to the house now. You have an eye for natural beauties. I am attached to it, and though I don't comprehend how it is, I perceive you have acquired a degree of regard for that foolish little child Aloud. Do. Yes. So. In different ways. Pity, he said, and sighed and paused. It is always the way of events in this life, he continued presently. No sooner have you got settled in a pleasant resting place, then a voice calls out to you to rise and move on. Must I move on? I asked. I believe you must. Jane. I am sorry. Janet. This was a blow. I did not let it prostrate me. Well, so, then you were going to be married. Exactly precisely. With your usual acuteness. Soon. Very soon. Mike, that is. Miss Eyre. And you'll remember, Jane, the first time or rumour into the sacredness, to enter into the holy estate of matrimony to take Miss Eyre into my bosom. In short, she's an extensive armful. Thing as my beautiful Blanche. Well, as I was saying, listen to me. Jane, you are not turning your head to look after more maths. To be continued.